Okay, let's do this, guys and gals. All right, this is the first homework assignment for this current chapter, which we call it the appendix. All right. Read the math notes from this lesson. For each of the following expressions, first indicate how many terms it has, then combine like terms to simplify each algebraic expression if possible. If it's not possible to simplify the expression, explain why not. Okay. So, looking through here, if you want to use algebra tiles, there's plenty of algebra tiles interactive activities online, but I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and simplify all the like terms. So I'm going to start with y squared. So y squared, now I'm going to look around. Is there anything else with the y squared? Anything else has a y squared? If there isn't, then that's all we get, y squared. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and simplify things with y. So we have this one right here, which is a 1y, and we have a 2y, that makes 3y, and then we have 3 more y's. So that makes 6 y's. Then all we have left is a plus 5. So take care of everything, and that's your final answer. Okay. Excuse me. This next one. Let's start with y squared again. So we got 3y squared. Anything else with y squared? Just look around. Nope. So that means that all we have is 3y squared. Okay. Up next is, let's go x squared, right? Anything with x squares? Nope. So I'm going to put it as plus 2x squared. Okay. Now let's have a mix of x and y's, right? So anything with x and y, 2xy. Anything else? Nope. So we're just going to write it as 2xy. And then we're going to write anything that, let's say anything with y's in there. So plus y. Okay, nothing else. Go ahead. And anything with x is in there. This is the only thing. Plus 3x. And then just that plus 1. Okay, anything with just plain old numbers. Okay. So in fact, this actually cannot be simplified, right? Because everything that I went through, there was only one of each term. So it cannot be simplified further because there's only one of each term. And that's how you explain it. Right? There's no like terms. Okay. Let's start with y's. Okay. So 3y's. It's a positive 3y. Anything else with y's in it? Nope. So I'll just write down 3y. Okay. Anything with x's in it? Oh, yeah, I see a 5x, positive 5x's, and positive 1 more x. So that makes a total of positive 6x. All right. Anything with x and y's? Yep. 3xy. Anything else with x and y? Nope. So it's going to be plus 3xy. Okay, I know it doesn't have a plus in front, but that's a positive 3. So I'm going to put down positive 3xy or plus 3xy. Are there any numbers? Yep, we get 2 and we got 4. So plus 6. Okay, last one. Let's start with m squares, right? So anything else with m squares? Oh, yes, there is. So 3m squared and 1 more m squared makes 4m squared. Okay, anything with just m's? Sure do. We have 4m and 1m right here. So that makes a total of 5 m's. And anything with m and n's together? Right, so that's plus 2 m n. Okay. The word evaluate has many different meanings. In math, when you are asked to evaluate an expression for a specified value of the variable, you are being asked to determine the value of the expression. You do this by replacing a variable with a given number of and calculating results. Evaluate the expression given the given values. Right? So in this case, we're going to put d, instead of d, we're going to use negative 1. So instead of d, I'm going to rewrite that as negative 1. So this is going to become, right, here, I'll do arrow over. So negative 4, and then instead of d, I'm going to use negative 1. And then plus 3. So that's going to equal, so negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4 plus 3, which is going to make 7. That's your final answer. Next one, instead of k equals 4, and instead of m equals negative 10, okay, I'm going to utilize those in its place. So this one just says k minus m. So it would be k, which is 4, minus, and then the m, and the m is actually negative 10, so minus a negative 10. Okay, and this is going to make 4 plus 10, which is going to make 14. Okay, this next one, instead of t, we're going to use 6. Instead of w, we're going to use negative 3. All right? So if this is t, but remember, instead of t, we're going to use 6 divided by, and then w, but instead of w, we're going to use negative 3. So we are left with negative 6 divided by, 6 divided by negative 3, which is negative 2. That's our answer. Okay, and lastly, instead of x, we're going to use 7. Instead of y, we're going to use 5. So instead of x, we're going to use 7. So it'd be 7 squared plus, and instead of y squared, we're going to use 5 squared. Okay, this one's going to equal 49. So that's what 7 squared is, plus 25. That's what 5 squared is. And then add them together. So you're going to get 14. 9 and 5 makes 14. Carry the 1. 4 plus 2 is 6. Plus 1 more is 7. So 74. That's your answer. Okay. Let's for the back side. Oh, we're using inverse operations to solve. Okay, we haven't quite gotten this far yet, but some of you guys may have done this last year. But let's go for it. Okay. So some of you guys may remember that previous years you may have drawn a line down the middle. We're going to split these up. Here, I might as well do it all at once. Okay, to split the left-hand side from the right-hand side. So inverse operations, I'm going to just go ahead and basically do the opposite operation. So instead of minus 7, I'm going to go and do a plus 7. And I'm going to do, if I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side. Okay, and the inverse operation, the minus 7 and plus 7, okay, those are like 7 negatives and 7 positives. Those will cancel out. That will leave you with 9x. Okay, 27 plus 7 is 36. And now we're going to do the inverse operation of multiplication by 9. So instead of multiplication by 9, we're going to divide it by 9. Okay, and that inverse operation, it's going to cancel this out, and we're going to be left with x equals 36 divided by 9. If you don't know it, it's 4. Okay, this next one, we're going to use the inverse operation again, and this time we're looking for m. So that means we got to get everything away from the m. So the side where the m is. So we're going to go ahead and do the inverse operation of minus 5, which is plus 5. You got to do to the right, you got to do to the left. Okay, the inverse operation is going to cancel, and we're going to be left with, and you have to add 15 and 5, which makes 20 equals 4m. And remember, it's 4m, but it's actually 4 times m, or m times 4. And the inverse operation, the inverse of times 4 is divided by 4. So we're going to do that to both sides. That division by 4 is going to cancel, and we're going to be left with m equals, and 20 divided by 4, you got to figure that out. That's going to be 5. Okay, you can write it like this, or if you like, you can write it as m equals 5. Either way is fine. Okay, this one right here, I'm going to go ahead and subtract 5, because that's the inverse or the opposite of adding 5. That 5 is going to cancel. We're going to be left with b divided by 3 equals, and 12 minus 5 should give you 7. Okay, now the inverse of division by 3 is going to be multiplication by 3. So you have to multiply by 3 on both sides. The 3 is going to cancel, and we're going to be left with b equals 21. Okay, Okay, lastly, we're going to go ahead and do the inverse operation. Now, this one's a little tricky because the variable x is in the back for the side. Okay, usually it's in the front, but it doesn't matter. So when you look at the 3, right, we need to get rid of the 3, not the plus 7x. Okay, first we got to get rid of the 3. So that's just a positive 3. You don't see it, but there's a positive sign in front of it. And because it's in the front, we don't need to put a positive, so we just put it as a 3. So when you try to get rid of it, you're going to go ahead and do a minus 3 because that's the inverse operation. So positive 3 and negative 3 is going to cancel, and we're going to be left with 7x equals, and 10 to minus 3x, 10 minus 3 is 7. Okay, and remember, this is 7x, meaning times 7. So the inverse operation times 7 is divided by 7. This side, it's going to cancel or make a big 1, and on the right-hand side, if 7 divided by 7, also it's going to cancel, or you can say it's going to make a 1. All right, that is it.